Back to the channel, and thanks for joining me. And if this is your first time checking me out, this channel is all about real stuff, no fluff around here. We talk about money, and the type of money that we talk about on a regular basis is scrolling by on your screen right now. If any of that stuff's what you like, don't delay. Go ahead and do it today and hit the like and subscribe. Stick around for a while because I believe that the video that I'm getting ready to get into is going to be helpful to you. Now, this video is all about real estate. In particular, it's about real estate investing. And in particular, it's about showing you how you can get into real estate investing for under $1,000. Now, a lot of people might think that I'm just going to talk about wholesaling. And wholesaling is cool if that's your bag. If you're going to wholesale, you got to understand that it's usually a lot of heavy lifting in the front. It's a process and it takes patience, and it can breed some positive results. It's kind of one of those things that you have to do what's called stuff in the funnel. If you keep stuff in the funnel with leads on one end, eventually deals that close will start coming out on the other end. But I'm not here to talk about wholesaling. That could be another video for another day. I want to give you two methods that can get you started actually investing in real estate for under $1,000. Now, the first method is going to be investing in tax liens. Now, tax liens take some patience because there's a redemption period when you win the bid on a tax lien where the borrower has an opportunity to redeem those taxes and bring them current. So in some counties, because it's different by county, some counties that time frame might be 6 months, and sometimes some counties it may be up to 2 years. So you got to be prepared to sit with it for a while. One of two things are going to happen when you purchase a tax lien. The first thing that's going to happen is you could end up with a property for peanuts. And when I say you could do this for $1,000 or less, I'm saying that because there are tax liens that sell that low. You have to look for them, but there are tax liens that sell well under $1,000. Now, if you do end up with the property, you get the property and everything that came with it. So that could be municipal fines, debt. So you need to do your due diligence before you start bidding on tax liens as far as where the property is. Do you have an exit strategy? If you should happen to acquire the property, whether you're going to renovate it to lease out, or if you're going to get it ready to sell to an end buyer, or maybe just flip it back to an investor. You need to have a strategy in place. The second thing that could happen with tax liens is the party will redeem the taxes and bring them current, and you would get paid interest on what you put into the deal. So I've seen it as low as 9%. I've seen some counties that go as high as 20%. So it just varies on where you're buying, and this goes on all over the country. So do your due diligence, but it varies on where you're buying, what your return would be in the event that someone actually paid the taxes and brought them current. Now, the second method to me is something a little bit more creative, okay? And it takes a little bit more time to manifest, but I think it gives you more options in the long run than tax liens. Tax liens are cool, but check this out. You hear me talk about on this channel and several other videos about becoming a leasing agent. I think it's the overlooked part of the real estate business because people always think about real estate sales and the big checks that can come with that. As a person that got into this business during the Great Recession, it was hard for me to sell stuff the first several years. And I did a lot of leasing in the beginning, and I still do leasing today. I just leased an apartment just the other day. And I'm going to tell you now how leasing could get you into being an investor for under $1,000. You'll be able to get a leasing agent license for less than $1,000 and get started as a leasing agent. Once you become a leasing agent, you're going to employ a tactic called driving for dollars. You're going to drive around, you're going to look for rent signs, and you're going to call those landlords. And I would say 3 out of every 8 or so are going to give you an appointment where you're actually going to be able to sit down with them and tell them why they should list that apartment or house that they want leased out with you and let you take care of it for a fee. Now, in most cases, people charge a full month's rent. Me particularly, I typically charge a full month's rent. The lease that I just did, I charged that client less than a full month's rent. The apartment was $1,400 and I charged the client $1,200. The reason I gave him a discount is because he's probably done business with me 8 to 10 times. So he's a repeat customer. He keeps coming back to me. And in my opinion, that is worth a discount for the loyalty. But let's just say you did nothing more than what I just did. You rented one unit each month for $1,400. Okay. At the end of a year, you'll have close to $15,000 if you save that money. And just like that, you are now an investor. You'll probably start with something small, like a inexpensive 2-flat, or where you live, they may call it a duplex, or even a single family home. But having that capital and, of course, good credit will allow you to be able to get a loan to get a starter, inexpensive property. Now, if you live somewhere like California or New York City, where there really aren't any inexpensive properties that fit these parameters, then you'll have to consider being a remote investor if you want to go this route, and consider investing in a city or state where the properties are cheaper, that it could allow you to get started. For instance, I'm in the Chicago area, and I have a friend that started his investment endeavors in eastern Iowa. He got several units going there, made a little cash flow, was able to borrow against them, and then he started investing in Chicago. And when the market got strong, then he sold his investment holdings in Iowa at a nice profit and basically moved his entire operation to investing in Chicago. But that's just one example. So there it is. There's two ways that you can get started as a real estate investor for under $1,000. They both are going to take some patience and a little bit of heavy lifting on your part to make it work, but they can really get you on the track to being able to not only invest in that first property, but take it higher and acquire multiple doors. Hey, if you found value in that content, and I hope you did, please consider rewarding me and supporting this channel with a like and a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. While you're at it, hitting that notification bell will be very helpful too, so you'll know when I got new videos dropping. And hey, again, I appreciate your time, guys. But on that note, I'm gone.